Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Jumper Boy here, and today I'm going to be doing the review of the Formula E race at Punta Del Este. And yeah, let's get right into it. And before we start, Jean-Eric Vergne, who had been dumped by Red Bull and from Toro Rosso, had moved to the Andretti Formula E team for this weekend, for this race, which was absolutely fantastic. Everyone was hyping up to this, you know, it was a big thing this weekend. And as well, there was a couple of more changes. I think Orioles, no, something with Sandra, whatnot. He replaced it. He replaced Catherine Legg because Catherine was doing something up in the States. So some dude called Jerome Sanron. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I don't know what I'm not quite sure what his name is, but yeah, he replaced Catherine for this weekend's race. And yeah, moving on into qualifying, it was very hectic, particularly for Matty Brabham, as he crashed into the wall. That was the end of his session, and he would take no further part. But in the first group session, Jean-Eric Vergne almost wrecked his Andretti car, and whilst he did that, he went off to set the fastest time, 1:15.4, which was an absolutely insane time over the guy in second place, which at the time was Trilly. And yeah, there were others who got close, particularly Nelson Piquet, who got a 10th off Vergne. Good lap by Nelson Piquet, by the way, and the Edam cars were right up there as well. Good job by them, always scoring really high grid spots. And in the end, it was as well, Sam Bird crashed at the end of the session. I think he crashed into the wall. Apparently, he said there was something underneath the car which made him go into the wall. So unlucky for Sam Bird, he had to start in 18th place. And then in the end, it was Jean-Eric Vergne who took his first pole position in his first Formula E race weekend, which is absolutely mind-blowing, to be honest, gathering that he did get dumped by Red Bull. So yeah, good on Jean-Eric Vergne there. Second was Nelson Piquet. Good job by Nelson. He did a good he did a good lap there. Looking like he's running strong this weekend. So yep. Also, Bruno Senna, who had been tipped to start in 8th place, had been dropped. He had been excluded from qualifying. He had to start in 20th position, so at the back of the grid. Real dramas for Bruno Senna. By the way, the reason why was because during the Parc Ferme zones, the team worked on the car. So yeah, he had to start from the back because of that. So yeah, unlucky for Bruno Senna, but break the rules, you pay the price. So, yep. So, at the start of the race, Jean-Eric Vergne had a pretty awful start. Got a lot of wheel spin on the right-hand side of the grid, allowing Nelson Piquet Jr. to take the lead of the race. Vergne only dropped down to second. He didn't lose any more positions during that first lap. But one man who was out of the race was Sam Bird. Apparently he hit the sausage curb, the second sausage curb of the chicane, and that put him in the wall and ended his race. To be honest, I feel like these sausage curbs, to be honest, are just, oh my god. I just feel in my head that the sausage curbs are nothing more than just hazards, dangerous hazards. And I think a way to counter that is to get rid of the sausage curbs so that we don't get more, you know, more of these scary airborne moments. So yeah, that's my little proposal to the FIA in terms of the future of motorsport, because I feel like getting rid of the sausage curbs can help the racing and the safety a little bit more. And you know, people might argue and say, and because of that, a lot of people are going to be cutting the corners. If they do the exact same thing that the F1 games have been doing, if you cut the corner many times, you get a penalty. Simple. I mean, it's a fairly bog standard thing to counter, to be honest. So yeah, just do that if you're watching. So moving on. Jean-Eric Vergne was really challenging on Nelson Piquet for the first few laps until probably about lap 10, lap 11. He overtook Nelson Piquet Jr. on the inside to take the lead of the race. It was a fantastic pass. It was a fantastic pass on Nelson Piquet Jr. to take the lead there. Also, the EDAM car of Sebastian Buemi had a go at getting past Nelson Piquet, but both of them ran off the road. They ran too deep. They broke too deep. Ran across the first chicane. Luckily, both of them didn't get a penalty, which was good. And then there was a safety car, and that was because of Stefan Saracen's crash at one of the chicanes in the middle of the circuit. He hit the sausage curves. That sent him flying and put him in the wall and ended his race. Unfortunate for Stefan Saracen there, and also as well Bruno Senna, while he was trying to avoid that, ran into the wall. That broke the rear suspension, but thankfully he did manage to get into the pits, change cars, and get back out nice and safely without losing too much time, which was good for him. I think as a result he was down in like 12th or 13th, so yeah. And then the safety car came out, and Nick Heidfeld had got a penalty, and I believe it was to do with him using too much power, because apparently you have to run about 150 kilowatts. 150 kilowatts is the maximum you have to run up to, and basically Heidfeld, I think it might be someone else, I'm not quite sure, but I believe that's the case, and as a result he got a penalty, and yeah, unlucky for Nick Heidfeld there, but he did manage to claw his way back up into, I believe, 8th or 9th, so good on him there. He dropped, by the way, down to 17th, so yeah, good. I think 17th, I'm not quite sure. I think 16th, 17th. I'm not entirely sure, but somewhere right down the top 10, right down, you know, the low end of the field. And yeah, like I said, after that, Prost got a penalty. I'm not quite sure what it was for. Might have been the one that I was talking about a second ago. And then, as well, I believe, no, I believe that's it. So yeah, Prost and Heidfeld got penalties. No, that's it. So yeah, they got penalties. And in the last few laps, Matty Brabham hit the wall. His car went airborne into the barriers, bringing out the safety car. And thankfully, the safety car didn't end the race. Apparently, thankfully we got 2 more laps of racing when the safety car came in, which was great. And also, what was great was Jean-Eric Vergne was now promoted to 2nd because of Heidfeld's penalty, and also he had fan boost as well. So he had fan boost, which he saved during the course of the race. He was going to use it early in the race, but because of fan boost issues, he couldn't get his fan boost on during the early parts of the race. So on the last lap, Jean-Eric Vergne's fan boost was working perfectly for him to use, and he used it to try and get ahead of Buemi, which didn't happen. I think Jean-Eric Vergne almost ran into the back of Sebastian Buemi there. Both of them ran off the road. Thankfully, none of them got a penalty. And into the closing stages of the race, Vergne had a problem. Apparently, it was a suspension issue which caused his problem, putting him out of the race. You know, bitter disappointment, bitter heartbreak for him. You know, I really wanted him to get his first win. You know, because he was really dominating. You know, I've never seen anyone dominate like that. You know, I mean, just to come out of nowhere, come out from him, you know, getting dumped by Red Bull, and for him, you know, to get a pole position in Formula E in a car that he never even driven before was quite staggering. And for him to go out like that was absolutely disappointing, absolutely heartbreaking, like I said. And yeah, disappointing for him. And in the end, it was Sebastian Buemi who took his first win of the season. Good on Sebastian Buemi for getting the win at Punta Del Este. A great win. He took advantage of the safety car period and kept a very fast charging Vergne behind to take the win there. So very deserved victory to Sebastian Buemi. And that is it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time. It's your boy Jabba8, I'm out. It's your boy Jabba Boy, I'm out. Peace.